Welcome back to my channel. This is a weekly reading for my fire signs. This is for the week of January 5th. As always, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't force it. This week, as the cards go flying, we are going to add a little bit of structure to our reading. And the first set of cards that we are going to pull are going to be what energy is coming in for you this week, fire signs. The first energy that we have is thinker. So you very well might be contemplating something. The 44 on the card is not lost to me. That can very well be a card of foundation. Okay. It's very ethereal energy this week. Because then we have imagine with a 2 and the observer, which is also a 4. So I think you're in contemplation about something this week, fire signs. And I think that, I don't know, I feel like it's a whole lot of, I often like to say that sometimes, you get in the mood where you want to set it all on fire and just walk away and start fresh. And while the energy of this week doesn't feel that dramatic, I do think that you're sort of like plotting your next course. The energy of this week has you in your head thinking. And I think you're also going to do 2 things with this energy. One, you're imagining the possibilities, and you're imagining them in a way that you really haven't allowed yourself to explore in quite a long time. And this is sort of really positive, right? Like I sort of see this imagining as like a visualization, right? Like you're sort of imagining the different paths that you have available to yourself and how each one of them would play out. And this is different because I think in whatever this situation is that has come to mind for you, you would start to visualize it a bit in the past and then shut it down because you would tell yourself that it wasn't possible, you couldn't do it, whether or not you wanted it didn't really matter, right? But you would come up with all of the reasons why it wouldn't work, it wouldn't be possible. This is different because you're not stopping yourself. You're actually running through all of the long-term scenarios of these paths in a very, very positive way. And I think a byproduct of that is that you're now observing yourself and your current situation through a different lens. And that could be good. I mean, I definitely think it's good. I definitely think it's a positive thing. But you may not be viewing your current situation or your role in that current situation very positively, but what you are doing is imagining positive results for that situation. And most importantly, for yourself. And I think that's a bit of a different energy for you, fire signs. Oh, okay. Next up, fire signs. We are going to look at how you can best align with this energy that is coming in. I don't know that makes sense. Okay, well, we're going to take it and we're going to see where it takes us, right? So the first one up is the 10 of Swords. Defeat and failure, bitterness and betrayal, exhaustion, collapsing, and giving up. Now, while that is not, ooh, my ear is ringing. While that is not a very positive card, right? Clearly, it is not. what I believe is that that does go sort of hand in hand with the thinker energy and the energy that we just talked about, how previously you wouldn't even let yourself imagine the scenarios because you would just tell yourself that it wasn't possible, it wasn't going to work, you couldn't do it, etc., right? All of that energy of defeat. And I think that made you bitter, right? And it made you tired because you were fighting against something that you wanted to pursue, even if only in your mind, but you wouldn't even let yourself do that. And next up, we have Page of Swords, curious and witty, chatty and gossip, communication, finding information. I do believe that this goes beautifully with Imagine because you have allowed yourself to be curious about the possibilities. You're giving yourself permission to find information by way of imagining the possibilities, imagining the things that you didn't let yourself explore before. And lastly, we have the Three of Cups, celebrations, friendships, reunions. So we go from really, really negative to really, really positive. And I think that you just allowing yourself to explore these possibilities that likely include celebrations, reunions, and friendships is having a very positive effect on you. Even if the only thing it does for you is give you hope or different perspective, which I think is likely the minimal thing that is going to happen from you exploring this. Hope and perspective, that's pretty big, right? Both of those are big. Okay, so now we're going to look at what challenges might arise for you this week. Ooh, and the first one out is screenshot, getting evidence, proof, and facts. So, okay, I don't think it's a screenshot per se in that sense, right? Like when I see this card, my mind automatically goes to like, ooh, scandalous, right? Like a relationship, you're getting proof. But that's, while it is possible for some of us watching, because this is a collective reading, what I'm really getting is you going through this process of, thinking about whatever it is that you didn't allow yourself to think about, imagining the possibilities, observing yourself in your current situation. You're giving yourself evidence, proof, facts, whether positive or negative. That's sort of how I think that you need to look at it, right? Like you're going through this exercise, you are collecting evidence for yourself. This could be a challenge because you might not love it. You might not love the evidence and the proof and the facts that you come up with. It may not be what you expected. Maybe it's not what you wanted to hear. We haven't even gotten to that part of the reading yet. Now, that being said, the next two cards that came out, I'm sorry to laugh, I am, is moving on. Thank you. Next. And I gotta laugh. Romance, sorry. Romantic love affair, sex fix, secret lover. So, and I don't know if it's like, because I just made the scandalous comment about the screenshot. I do feel like some of you will decide to move on once you move on from your current situation, right? This is not all about a relationship. Could it be? Absolutely. Could it also be about a job, your role in your family, where you live, how you feel about your friends, changing careers? This could be about anything, right? So you could be looking at the evidence that you finally allowed yourself to explore and realizing that you don't want to stay there. You want to move on. Thanks for the good time, but now I'm done. In which case, right, if we're just talking generalities right now, for anything other than a relationship, you're likely going to want to move on, right? And the romantic love affair in relation to anything other than a relationship, to me, this means that if you're deciding to move on from this, it's the good choice. That's the best thing for you, right? This card, to me, I see harmony. I see balance. Yes, romance, love, right? There's a whole lot emitting from this card from an energetic perspective that absolutely fits tangible things besides a relationship, right? Moving on from a career that's been toxic and has burnt you out into a career that you're better suited for. Absolutely. Would there be balance and harmony and love and all of the other positive things? 100%. So that's absolutely the story for what I believe is the majority of the collective watching this reading. But on the other hand, clearly we cannot deny that this may also be a relationship, right? And so let's backtrack just a little bit. You're in a relationship. Maybe you've been there for a while. Maybe it's only been a few weeks, a few months, whatever it is. You're allowing yourself to sort of observe your role in this relationship and how it has played out for you so far. As you're observing that and you're thinking about it, you're imagining the possibilities of your future, whether it be with this person, couple different paths that could probably go down. Maybe it's with somebody else, couple different paths for that. Maybe it's on your own, couple of different paths for that. As you're going through this process and you're allowing yourself to imagine the possibilities and you're observing who you are in this relationship. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. I talk with my hands, I get very excited. You're going to get evidence. I still wholeheartedly believe that the evidence that you're getting here is that whatever it is that you suspected about your role in this relationship is true. You're giving yourself evidence. Is there the small possibility that you will in fact stumble upon evidence of an extramarital relationship or something that forces you or wants you, makes you want to leave? 100%. I don't think that's the case for everybody. I think it's just for a very, very small few. But for those in the relationship section of this reading, you're going to give yourself evidence, undeniable evidence that you need to make a change, right? Not necessarily moving on for everybody. I'm not suggesting that we end marriages and we, dump boyfriends or girlfriends here, but maybe there's something about your relationship that isn't working that you need to work on, right? You're no longer willing to, in the beginning of a relationship, we're all in the party manners phase, right? And we tolerate stuff that maybe we don't love, but it's the party manners phase, so you don't really say anything. It could be as insignificant as that, right? Like maybe the fact that your partner uses his teeth when he eats with a fork and it drives you crazy. Maybe now is the time where you need to move on from being tolerant of that. And say something and speak up, right? Not relationship ending, but yes, relationship changing. That's where we're at. You and how you function in this relationship is changing. And for some of you, that may mean moving on. And for others, it just may mean speaking up so that you can fix things and move on to the romantic, happy love affair part of your relationship. For some, you may be moving on from one relationship to another relationship. No judgment. This stuff is happening. Maybe not right away. Maybe that's what you want to move on towards. Maybe you know the person. Maybe you don't know the person. Maybe you just know that you don't like who you are right here, right now, and you want to change. That's what we're saying. That was a whole lot of stuff. Fire signs. Whew, I feel like I just got done ranting. Okay, we are going to wrap up this reading with what do you need to hear? And I just gotta say, I feel like this might be good given what, oh yeah, cards are falling. This is definitely gonna be good based on the rant that we just, whew. we just went through. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. So, it's been a while since I said it, but just in case, I am that card reader who tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So I'm going to hold your hand while I tell you this. Clinging. You are holding on and obsessing. Some of you, not all of you, right? It's collective reading. Holding on and obsessing about something that no longer serves you. You already know what it is. If you have stuck with me this long, you already know what it is. So just know, sorry about that. It is my sump bump. Just know you're holding on and obsessing. And the longer you do that, the more bitterness, resentment, anger, and hurtful words are gonna come. But if you do the work, have the conversations, make the moves, you're getting intimacy, bonding, sensual, and confiding. And this intimacy, my fire sign friends, is not just with another person. This is with yourself. Because when you allow yourself to do the hard things and have faith in yourself that everything will work out, you create a bond of intimacy with yourself. That is what you're missing. That is part of what we need to work on. And that is all. I hope that this resonated with you, fire signs. If you like the new format or you have anything to tell me, please let me know in the comments. Until next time.